broadcast for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This is the Firearms Radio Network. The bandwidth for this edition of Gun Guy Radio is supplied by LA Police Gear, lapolicegear.com.
Welcome to episode 113 of Gun Guy Radio. This is a podcast that shines a positive light on the firearms lifestyle. I'm your host, Jake Challen, and this is your weekly dose of positive firearms talk without the politics. Well, just a few announcements before we get to the main topic, where we interview the one, the only Iain Harrison of Recoil Magazine. So, we're looking for some interns. That's right, we're looking for some volunteers, interns, you know what I mean, to help out on the Firearms Radio Network or the Firearms Insider. Looking for people that want to help us take this to the next level. We're reaching out to the new gun guy, gun gal. We're bringing more people into the firearms community. So we sure could use some help. If you think that's a mission you can stand behind, and you have WordPress knowledge, you have knowledge of HTML, CSS, Java, all that web internet gobbledygook. If you know any of that, like the back of your hand, and you want to help out, let us know. So send an email to jake@firearmsradio.tv, and I appreciate it, because the Firearms Radio Network ran all volunteer based. We all have regular jobs, but we're doing great things here. At least I'd like to think so. And I'm really grateful for the great team we have. We have an awesome team of podcasters and behind-the-scenes people. We have well over 20 people on our team that put out all the collective shows here on the network. So it's a pretty cool thing to be a part of. We're to the Great Bond Arms giveaway. That's right, we're giving away the Bond Arms Backup in 45 ACP. That's right, Bond Arms Backup. So to enter this great giveaway, all you have to do is write a gun or gear or accessory review. That's right. All you have to do is write a review for the Firearms Insider website. Firearmsinsider.tv/submit. Firearmsinsider.tv/submit. And it has a little tutorial on there for you, and it's just a form that you have to fill out. It might take 15, 20 minutes. It might take a little while for you to fill it all in and grab all the info. There's some links there that you need to put in there to source your review and stuff, but really not too hard at all. And you provide a great review for the firearms community. You let your thoughts be heard on that product, whether good, whether bad, whatever. If it's doesn't matter if it's a poor product and it's got a poor rating. We want to hear that stuff too. For those of you that don't know, the FirearmsInsider.tv reviews, we score things on a 10-point scale, and 0 to 10. So 0 being the worst, 10 the best, and there's nothing wrong with putting. I'd like to see some more reviews. And not that I want to see more bad products, but, as a consumer, if I'm looking to buy something and all I can find are positive reviews on it, because people only put up a positive review because that company sent them that product to review. Sometimes people don't put reviews up if a product is crappy. Well, I want to see that. If a product is crappy, I want to know that it's junky. I don't want to buy it and then find out later. That's why I love Amazon, because you can look at the user reviews on Amazon and you see, the 1 stars and the 5 stars, all right there laid out. Most of those people don't have any agenda, and that's our goal here too with the Firearms Insiders. We have no agenda. If a product is great, we're going to say it's great. If it stinks, we're going to say it stinks. So, and we're allowing you to do the same thing. Get your voice heard. So firearmsinsider.tv/submit and get entered for that Bond Arms backup giveaway. We're announcing that winner May the 4th, but all reviews must be submitted by April 30th. Well, let's take a break and get into the main topic. Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio main topic, and excited to have a special guest here, Iain Harrison of Recoil Magazine. Hey, Iain.
Hi, Jake. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's going great now that you're on the program. So, I thought we'd have you on. You're the editor of Recoil Magazine. Most people know you by. Some people may have seen you on Top Shot on History Channel. You've been other places in the firearms industry as well. So I thought we'd kind of go, let people get to know you. I don't know if everyone knows your complete backstory. I surely don't know much of it. But first question before that.
It's not that interesting, trust me.
Not that interesting? Well, my first question is, what's it like to be famous and have your own Wikipedia page?
Shoot, I don't know. Do you have one? You must have one. No. At least Firearms Radio Network must have one.
Oh, I'm way down here compared to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No idea how that happened, but apparently there's a Wikipedia page out there with my name on it.
The Wikipedia gods smiled upon you, I guess. So, let's get to know you a little more. You were born and raised in England, correct?
Yep, correct. Northeast of England.
What did you have any exposure to firearms growing up as a kid?
Just around about age 10, my folks had a weekend place on a working farm, and I got to shoot on the farm. And so I had a couple of shots from a 22 long rifle, lever action. And from then on, I was hooked, kind of pestering my folks every waking hour in order to get the usual progression of a BB gun and then a shotgun. And then later on, as a teenager, I ended up pestering to the point that they had to let me go and take a handgun course.
In England? What?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. The country that throws down that many barriers for firearms possession, you have to work and pester people really, really hard in order to do it. And I must have been a royal pain in the ass to my parents.
Well, very cool. And was it right out of school that you joined the military?
No, went to school first, went to college first, and then joined ROTC and then from there I went and served in Germany to start off with, and then I bounced around between regular army and reserves, and then wound up going to the Balkans in the mid-90s, and then at the end of the 90s, that's when the firearms laws were changed in the UK, and anybody who had a handgun legally had to surrender it to the government. And at that point I decided that was enough, time to move.
And then we'll talk about your coming to America story in a second. So how into guns were you before you came to America?
I'm pretty into guns, yeah. I used to compete regularly in IPSC, and used to go to the annual pistol meeting at Bisley. And not a lot of people know that, and I do sound like Michael Caine when I say that. But the annual meeting at Bisley used to be the biggest handgun competition in the world. And
really?
So, yeah, we used to make an annual pilgrimage to there, and it would draw people from all over Europe. And you would go down there and camp out on site and eat bad food and drink warm beer, and on the evening anyway, and then shoot handguns during the day for about 3 days.
So at some point, like you said, you got fed up and you decided to make a move. That's a pretty big move. So tell me about coming to America.
I decided that it was time to move on out of the UK. I wanted to work abroad for a little bit longer, and I was leaving the army anyway, and I'd like to say for all the right reasons. Done all the fun jobs, and otherwise you're just kind of looking at staff college after that. So do the fun jobs, time to go anyway, and then the government changed the law and had to surrender my handguns. So at that point, decided that I was no longer going to be a serf and just pay taxes in order to subsidize the loss of my liberties, and time to go to the United States.
So
the last great hope.
Well, we're glad to have you. Welcome.
Thanks.
So where did you first move to when you came over here, and what did you first do for a career?
First moved to the United States, went to that bastion of firearms liberty that is New York. And trust me, compared to the United Kingdom, it was a huge and beneficial move. But for the first first 10 years I was over here, I was in construction, and started off in the construction industry. Started off sweeping the floors of a company that I ended up becoming general manager of when I moved out to the West Coast. So again, it's one of those American success stories, and the reason why so many immigrants come to this country.
Well, very cool. And during that 10-year period or so, were you competing over here in competitions and stuff?
Not so much. I kind of took a break from shooting after losing my firearms in the UK, and because New York has the pistol permit process where you have to go and register each one, and have the say-so and acknowledgement of the nanny state in order to actually purchase a handgun. I decided that I wasn't going to jump through those hoops and provide them with my name, address, and everything that I owned. So I kind of took a break from shooting, especially handguns at that point. I shot a little bit of sporting clay, shot a little bit of rifle, but it wasn't until I moved out to Oregon in 2008 that I started shooting competitively again.
And then sometime around that time, you gained your citizenship, right?
Yeah. And I became a U.S. citizen, and it was kind of cool in that I got sworn in the back of an enormous military transport aircraft on the flight line at Joint Base Lewis McChord. And the funny thing was, 20 years before, I came over to the States as a junior subaltern, as a lieutenant, and working in uniform, and landed at Joint Base Lewis McChord, or as it was then, McChord Air Force Base. So somebody got word of that and said, okay, well, you've gone through your citizenship, and that was 20 years ago that you came here first of all to the U.S., so would you like to go and do the swearing-in ceremony there? So, yeah, awesome. So, yeah, got sworn in with a color guard in the back of an enormous transport aircraft. And so, yeah, I'm really pleased and very, very grateful and thankful to the guys who put that on.
That's awesome. That's very cool. So what comes next in your story? Does Top Shot come next? At
one point, I threw in an application for this goofy TV show and kind of did everything that you shouldn't do in order to get an audition. Starting off, just filling in the application form very tongue-in-cheek, and said, hey, by this time you're probably overwhelmed by fat middle-aged white guys. If you want a foreigner with an accent, here you go. So they called me back within about 15 minutes of receiving the application form, even though I was just joking with them and wasn't serious at all about it. And said, yeah, you want to come down to LA? And apparently they got about 5,000 applications on the first go around. And they winnowed that down to about 50 applicants. So it was 50 applicants, and then they flew us down to LA, sequestered us into a hotel for a week. And then subjected us to all manner of ritual probing. And at the end of that, there was 16 or so people got a phone call and said, hey, come on the show.
And probably a few of us have seen season 1 of Top Shot, and spoiler alert, saw that you won.
I think it's long enough ago now that that's probably not an issue.
Right. Well, what were some of your bigger takeaways from that experience?
I think the biggest takeaway from that was first off, for the network, that it was such an enormous learning experience for them and such an enormous gamble. I know TV is the most wretched hive of villainy and scum going, and they're very much a Me Too mindset within those people who run it, and for somebody to take the first leap and put something out there that's new and groundbreaking, that takes an awful lot of cojones. And for that to happen, first of all, then that was big, and that was huge for us as the firearms community because it exposed us to so many new people and a much bigger audience. The second part of it was that, again, it was a huge learning experience for these guys because we were coming in as shooters and we knew nothing about TV, and they were coming at it as TV guys who knew absolutely nothing about shooting and firearms. There were some people on the set who wouldn't even pick up a gun because it's innate fear that something's going to go bang and guns just go off and people get killed. So that was the huge meeting of minds and clash of cultures. It's kind of fun.
Now, is Top Shot kind of what launched you into your career in the firearms industry?
Yeah, very much so. And without that notoriety, I'm sure I'd be swinging a hammer to this day. So I can only be extremely thankful to the guys at the History Channel and at Pilgrim Entertainment, Pilgrim Films that actually put this thing together and wound up casting me for whatever reason. But it certainly gave me the opportunity to jump into doing something that I really love.
And the first company in the firearms industry you came to work for was Crimson Trace, is that right? Yeah,
Crimson Trace, a good bunch of people there. A really good bunch of folks, and I enjoyed my time with the company enormously. I don't know if anybody realizes or any of your listeners and viewers are aware, but Crimson Trace is, again, one of those quintessential American success stories. It was founded by a guy called Lou Danielson and a couple of partners, and Lou is kind of like everybody's crazy uncle. Everybody's crazy uncle with a bunch of guns and a wacky, bizarre penchant for engineering and solving really hard problems. And the guy is, he's a hoot. If you ever get a chance to talk to Lou Danielson, you should take it because he's a wealth of information. He's a great character. But if you do get to talk to him, remember to pack a lunch. He'll be there a while.
And at Crimson Trace, were you part of launching the nighttime competition matches they started hosting?
Yeah. I got the opportunity and was challenged by my immediate boss, a guy called Kent Thomas, to come up with something that would really rock the competitive world. See what we could do for that. And I was scratching my head and thought, okay, should we do a Crimson Trace shooting team? And I thought, well, nobody's actually done a 3-gun match at night. All right, let's do it. So, and that was the start of it, and we ended up with lots and lots of flow charts and diagrams and an Excel spreadsheets and sleepless nights, and putting together a great crew to go run the match. And the people who actually did the administration, the heavy lifting for it, did a superb job. But yeah, I was just kind of instrumental in coming up with the idea in the first place, and then putting it together and introducing the right people and making sure that they sort of did their thing.
Very cool. And then at some point, I guess, Recoil Magazine approached you.
Yeah. As I was with Crimson Trace at the time, I was down visiting on a PR trip because as PR manager for Crimson Trace, one of the jobs that I would do and one of the tasks I set myself was to meet on a sort of monthly or bi-monthly or whenever we can fit it in with the various heads of the firearms publications. So you go and have lunch with whoever you could set up lunch appointments with, and go chat with Mark Keefe at American Rifleman, or you go down and see the guys over at FMG Publications in San Diego, or you'd head out to New York and chat with Harris Publications out there. And one afternoon, I was having sushi with some of the guys from Recoil Magazine. This is just after the MP7 incident, and I was saying, hey, not for nothing, but guys, but are you guys going to be in business? Do I need to be sending you samples every now and again? And they said, yeah, sure, we're going to be in business, and by the way, we're looking for a new editor.
Very cool.
That was it.
Very cool. Yeah, I think if I do say so myself, they made a fine choice.
I'm not so sure the jury's still out on that, mate.
So what's it like behind the scenes at Recoil?
Oh, it's hugely fun and exciting. When I first saw the magazine, it was at SHOT Show, and I think you probably encountered it about the same time, about 2 years ago at SHOT. And I was in the booth at Crimson Trace, and these guys came around who I've never seen before. And you're getting in the firearms business? Who the hell are you? And they go, here we know, we've got a new magazine. So, yeah, of course you have. Let's have a look. And I was sort of leafing through it. I was going, we need to be in this. And it was just such a paradigm shift for the firearms, the firearms rags, the firearms publication industry, that I thought, yeah, man, these guys have got it taped. They really got it taped down tight. So, I was kind of really thrilled to be able to join the team and be part of that.
Right. That was kind of my first reaction when I saw Recoil. Hands-on for the first time was that these guys know what they're doing when they're making a magazine. Because, I'm a NRA Life member, so I get those magazines. Yep. I used to get Guns and Ammo and, all the gun magazines. And, anymore, Recoil is the only one that I take time to look at because it's done right. It's interesting. It's got beautiful layout and photography and just really, really well done.
Well, thanks, Jake. Thanks. That means a lot. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, I just got my American Rifleman this morning as well in the mail. So, yeah, always keep an eye out and see what everybody else is doing.
Right. I could tell you where I put mine, but I won't. Is it, forgive me, Recoil, is it monthly, bi-monthly at this point?
It's bi-monthly at this point, and to be honest with you, I don't think we have the resources in order to put out a monthly version of the magazine. For one thing, in order to do all that layout and then shoot that quality of photography and put the stories together with the staff that we have, it's hard work to do it as a bi-monthly. In order to do it as a monthly, we'd have to double the staff at least, and I'm not quite sure whether I want to work that hard.
Well, you do like to play, hence you're laid up with a recent motorcycle accident.
Yeah, I would love to say that it was caused in the line of duty, but unfortunately, no. I was out playing on the motorcycle and wadded it. And remember, kids, always wear your protective equipment.
So Recoil has recently been putting out some survival magazines.
We've got a sister publication called Off Grid, and it's sort of survival light, and it's catered towards the 80%, 85% of the population who actually live in urban areas, because we could go after the hardcore prepper or survivalist who already has their cabin in the woods and is living off the grid, but really the audience for that detailed amount of subject matter is probably pretty small. Whereas if you do maybe be interested in the subject, you want to put together a bug out kit, or you want to put together stock your pantry with a couple of months worth of food, then there's a lot of people who are interested in doing that at the moment. So we're going to try and offer the same quality of content and good layout and get more people interested in doing that sort of thing and becoming more self-reliant. And if we need to do that by producing this nice, slick, glossy magazine, then we're going to do it.
So it's available on store shelves via subscription, and also
it's not available for subscription yet on Off Grid. We're only on our third issue. That's just launching right now, but we will be offering subscriptions in the future. It looks like the magazine has legs. Again, we say we're on our third issue of the magazine right now for Off Grid, and so far the feedback that we got has been really good.
Now, with Recoil, you offer it in many digital versions. Is Off Grid also offered in digital versions?
Yep, it is. And funnily enough, though, we're seeing a lot of people trending towards the digital downloads, and that's an increasing part of our circulation. But I think there's still something to be said of being able to pick up a magazine and have that feel and that texture and that experience of flipping the pages. It's all part and parcel of it. Plus, you don't have to drop your iPad in the toilet.
I would never read Recoil in the bathroom. What are you saying? And you said texture, and you're right. I mean, some of your magazines, they actually have textured pages and whatnot, really high quality paper.
Yeah, I mean, reading's it should involve as many senses as possible. We haven't done the scratch and sniff thing yet, but who knows? Maybe we will.
Well, tell me about some of the unique things you see in Recoil that you don't other magazines.
One of the things that I'm really a huge fan of with Recoil, and it's something that we work very hard at, is that because Recoil has a strange business model. It's not like a lot of magazines out there who are dependent for their money not so much on a circulation and not so much on newsstand sales, but on advertising sales. We're not dependent on our advertising sales, so consequently, all of my clients are the people who actually pay the $9 cover price at the newsstand, and that's extremely important to make that distinction. So it's my job, in order to provide the highest quality, most engaging, most varied amount of content for the people who actually put down their money. So what does that mean? It means that I can go out and break things.
Right, because the other magazines that I've had in the past are heavily advertised by companies that also get some really good reviews consistently.
I don't know how that happens. I have no idea how that happens, Jake, but it does. But with Recoil, I have no idea who's advertising in the magazine until I pick up a physical copy when they get delivered from in advance. In fact, hang on a minute. There you go, folks. You saw it first here. This will be out next week. So again, I have no idea who's advertising in that until I pick it up.
No, that's huge. That's been a big complaint among gun guys and people I know for a long time with the gun magazines, that they seem biased. But having like you said with Recoil, the subscriber is really your boss, not the gun company that's advertising in there.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it's a $9 cover price. And okay, we do draw some criticism for charging that amount, but that's the reason why. In that it is the end user, it is the guy who's actually reading the magazine who is our client. Well, now, don't get me wrong. I do love our subscribers. I love our advertisers too. But again, at the end of the day, it's the guy who's actually reading the magazine who's the boss. That's
awesome. No, I love it. So, anything exciting in the future for Recoil?
There's something in the future. I can't really say too much about it at this point, but if you think of where we're at and where the magazine is right now, and we've got a couple of publications out. We have Recoil, which is the flagship brand. We have Off Grid, which is our sister magazine, which is Survival Light. We've also just completed a really successful collaboration with FN, doing a co-sponsored publication. Now, that, again, we should make that distinction between, Recoil, where it's the guy who's paying the cover price as the boss. If we collaborate with a gun company in order to bring something like we did with FN called Zeroed, which just covers all of their product line, then, okay, you can expect that you're going to see, all their products in there. We still do go and test the guns to the same level, but if you're dealing with their marketing department on a one-on-one basis, then there's obviously potential for bias there, and I'll make no bones about that. So we've got the magazine, we've got the print side of things covered. Recently, this past year, we've got a really good online editor called Dave Reeder, who was a blogger beforehand and has a lot of credibility in the blogosphere as well. His little site there called Breach Brand Clear is kind of fun, and you should go check that out as well. That's his side project. That's where he came to us from, and he's been running a lot of our content. We're putting a lot of unique content online these days in Recoil Web. So that's another facet of where we are as a brand. And then now, I alluded to something else that's happening, and if you figure out what my background is and where I came from and how I got into the gun industry in the first place, then it doesn't take the brains of a rocket surgeon to figure out what might be coming down the pipeline.
All right. Wink, wink. And what other magazine gives away? Are you guys giving away a silenced SIG P226?
We are. I had no idea. If there is, then I'm putting in a bunch of applications for whatever it is. But I'm not sure. I have no idea. I should be informed. I'm the editor-in-chief. Why am I not informed? Why is somebody giving away a SoundSpeak 226?
Maybe it's just an article that someone else has given away. But, yeah. But anyways, stuff like that you can find on your website, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do a fair amount of cross-promotion as well with other people's promos, firearms promos too. You can always find some cool and interesting stuff with regards to free guns.
Absolutely. So, I think I passed something up in your story earlier was about the time that you ran a MGM Ironman 3-gun competition, and you came in second?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm supposed to be training for the MGM Ironman again this year after taking it last year off, but after my knee is still leaking at the moment, so I don't know whether I'm going to be fit in order to do that. But yeah, if anybody gets a chance to go shoot the MGM Ironman, it's one of those things where you should go and do this now before the lawyers get involved and kill it.
Right. Well,
because it's so much fun. Then somebody's got to cotton on to the fact that people are having way too much fun with guns, and will probably take exception to that fact.
I brought that event up because I saw somewhere that you use some unique custom guns for things like that. You're somewhat of a gunsmith hobbyist, I guess.
No, I used to be, but I used to have a really cool shop when I was in Oregon. But after moving to Arizona, I kind of left all that stuff behind. It's still I've got still some machine tools in a buddy's garage, but I'm just waiting the opportunity to go and build a new shop down here and set that up. But yeah, I've hacked on numerous guns and turned perfectly good functioning firearms into useless scrap.
So give me some examples. Like, what have you done?
My favorite was my 7.62x25 direct impingement Tokarev ER. So little pistol caliber 7.62x25 Tokarev. You shoot using CZ 26 magazines, and then with the gas system on that gun ended up being about 2 inches long in front of the chamber, but you can still run a direct gas impingement AR on 7.62x25 Tok. It's kind of fun. It's like shooting a 22.
That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a real mud of a gun because you've got Czechoslovakian magazines. I had a Belarusian sight on it, shooting a Russian submachine gun round through an American rifle. But hey, America!
That's awesome. So when are you bringing that to market then?
How about never? Have you seen the price of Tokarev ammunition these days? It's insane. Over the time, I could pick it up for $90 a case. These days, it's come about $400. Yeah. In terms of business decisions, I think that would be a pretty poor one.
So what else have you been up to as of late besides Recoil?
Last year we shot the second season of Rapid Fire TV. Myself and Mike Seeklander. Mike Seeklander having the distinction of being the first man being voted off the island on Top Shot.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
After making the ill-fated decision to go and challenge Kelly Plashand on a rifle match. Why anybody would do that, I have no idea. But yeah, Mike and I are good friends, and we've worked on a couple of projects with regards to Rapid Fire TV. And, basically all we do is just bust each other's chops and shoot machine guns and get paid to do it. Sucks.
Yeah. I've heard Michael Bain complain about the ammo bill for that, I think.
Yep, yeah. I've been working with Michael on Shooting Gallery as well. I just hosted an episode of Shooting Gallery, which I had a few weeks ago, and I got to run around in a helicopter again. Sucks.
Gosh. Man, sucks to be you.
Yeah. Man, I don't know how this happened, but I'm just enjoying it while it lasts. It's one of those things. You pretty much have to enjoy it while make hay where the sun shines.
Sure. Well, you can't beat doing what you love.
Yeah. I feel incredibly blessed.
So what's in the future for you?
For the let's see, for a couple of years at least, I want to see where we can take Recoil as a brand, and what we're going to do in terms of getting the name out there and introducing new shooters to the sport, and introducing new shooters to the joys of firearms ownership, and just educating people that they're, it's not, they don't just appear on the 6 o'clock news. They're worthwhile. They're a fundamental human right. They're integral to the fabric of this great nation, and they're just downright fun. So the number of people that we can get involved, the more people we can get involved in that, the better. And there are some interesting other things apart from that I told you about. I mentioned earlier with Recoil, for example. Why shouldn't we be doing events? Why shouldn't we be doing new shooter events and bringing people in like that and turning it into a fair and festival and family atmosphere? We can make it a little competitive, but why shouldn't we be doing that? Okay, we're throwing a lot of things out against the wall. Some of these things will stick, some will slide down. But in the next few years, let's see what we can do with this Recoil brand, because it's on a roll right now, and there's a lot of people like what we're doing, and let's try and exploit it. Yeah,
for sure. I love what I'm seeing so far. So if people want to check out Recoil, they go to recoilweb.com. Is that right?
Yep.
And then most newsstands, and how else? There's the digital versions.
Yep, it can be downloaded digital from Zinio and iTunes and Google Play, and on the local newsstands. I would encourage, if you haven't seen Recoil before, then try and experience the printed version first off, just to give you some idea, because again, it just simulates so many more senses. You got that really tactile touch, feel, great paper, and if you've not seen it before, it kind of looks like Vogue. With guns.
Yeah, but for dudes.
For dudes.
Are you, I'm not asking this for myself, of course, but, are you expanding the girls' side of Recoil?
We'd like to. It's one of the things that we get asked about, not just the cheesecake in the last inside back cover, but expanding into a more female demographic, because girls are the fastest growing segment of the shooting community. So maybe we look at, who knows, standing up another magazine specifically for the women shooters. But if you look at who is actually buying Recoil, it's pretty much guys. It is. So you don't try and do something and turn it into something that it's not. It is a guy-centric publication.
Sure. And so people can connect on social media as well, Facebook, Twitter, all those places.
We're working on getting our 500,000th Facebook friend. So we also throw a bunch of stuff up on Facebook as well. And it's not just, hey, vote for Pedro, buy Recoil. We've got a bunch of fun content on Facebook also. So yeah, check us out there too.
And do you have like a personal blog or Facebook? Any way to interact with you personally?
Yeah, I kind of used to have a Facebook fan page, but to be honest with you, I haven't been maintaining it. I've been really, really bad at maintaining that, just because I've been busy with Recoil and getting their stuff and putting up content on their page too. I suppose I should probably put some new stuff up there. You know how that goes.
Is it a Top Shot version of a Facebook page? Is that one still?
Yeah, it's like the Iain Harrison Top Shot fan page or something like that. It's been that long since I taken a look at it. Can't even remember what the title is now.
Well, very cool. So check out those places for Recoil in the show notes here, or in the bottom of this video. I'll have direct links for you, guys and gals. Check that out. So. Iain, a big thank you for coming on the program.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Jake, for having me on.
Well, that was an awesome interview with Iain. Big shout out to Iain Harrison again for coming on the program. Thank you so much. And LA Police Gear helps make this program possible. They have pretty much anything tactical related or anything a gun guy might be looking for, really. I mean, I was just looking, and Ian and I were talking about Crimson Trace a little bit, and they have a great selection of Crimson Trace laser grips. They have 3 pages of them. Just tons of lasers to choose from for pretty much any make and model, from what I see, or at least a good majority of them. Whether it's a revolver, a 1911, or even a Ruger Mark III, you can get Crimson Trace laser grips for them. So, really good selection over at LA Police Gear. Check them out. LAPoliceGear.com or GunGuyRadio.com/LAPoliceGear. And they also have a 365-day return policy, and they're currently running a special where free shipping on all orders over $89. So pretty much if you order any Crimson Trace laser grips from LA Police Gear, they're going to ship for free. And pretty good deal. They all have a pretty decent discount off the MSRP as well, so go ahead and check them out.
Settle down, people. We at Duluth Trading need to come up with a name for our jeans that have extra room in the crotch to accommodate a man's business when he crouches. No bad ideas. Gibbons?
Package protector.
Too many P's.
Nard yard.
Too rhymey.
Loin layer.
Too haremy.
Coin purse. Purse.
Too redundant.
Love apple basket.
Too fruity.
Tater tots lodge.
That doesn't make any sense.
Dangler den.
I actually like that.
How about over?
I can't believe you just said that.
Sorry.
Gooseberry surprise!
I don't even know what that means.
I know. Prune room.
Don't be ridiculous. Wait a minute. Something room.
What about ballroom?
Ballroom jeans. Mitchell, finally some good has come from you always thinking with your trousers.
Ballroom jeans from Duluth Trading. The hidden crotch gusset gives you more room so you can crouch without the ouch. Get yours at one place, DuluthTrading.com. And in case you didn't get it the first time,
DuluthTrading.com.
Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio Product Spotlight, here with Brownell's correspondent, Paul Levy. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. So this week we're talking about micro-adjustable bullet seaters. What is that?
Yeah, I was wanting to get some more reloading equipment on here, and this is one of the new products from Sinclair, this cool little device right here. This is from Sinclair International, one of the Brownells companies, and we partnered with Ellie Wilson on this. And what it is, it's a very nice bullet seater, probably the nicest one I've ever seen. So instead of a typical bullet seater, say, most people are probably used to just seating the bullet in their press. If they have a progressive, they just have a specific die, or they use the Sinclair or the Wilson seater that's similar to this. Well, this one just takes it up a notch, or I should say a click. It goes in 5 10,000ths increments, so you can adjust very finely how much that bullet is going to be seated. You use this in conjunction with the Sinclair Arbor press. So it'll go in the press, and you'll press down on the top here, which will seat the bullet itself. So you can make your adjustments, press it down, and go from there. So it's not a standalone tool. It's just used in conjunction with the other Sinclair part, the Arbor press. Really pretty impressive, though, because you can fine-tune your loads more than you ever could before. And the cartridge body itself is entirely supported inside in this die. So this is for 308. We're going to have it in a variety of calibers. You'll be able to see those on the Brownells and Sinclair website. But again, how it functions: insert your cartridge after you've already got the bullet set in the top of your case. This will insert on the top, and it's chamfered nicely, so you're not going to gouge your bullet or anything like that. And then go from there and adjust as needed. I don't know if you can hear the clicks, but it's very precise. You'll see each time I click, it's lined up pretty well. And that's because it's all stainless steel bearings, stainless steel construction. There's not any plastic parts in this. It's a pretty robust piece.
So this is something really geared maybe more towards the competition, that real high precision competition shooter.
Yeah, if you just want to work up a load just to your favorite rifle.
Right. I guess I should say accuracy nut, right?
Yeah, you have to be pretty serious to purchase this part, and it does retail for $199.99. But you pick it up, you feel it. This is not a cheesy device by any means. It's pretty robust. It's impressive how precise the movements are on this. When you actually handle it and feel it, it's pretty cool.
Right. I'm sure there's really not too many things on the market even like that. So
no, there's the current L.E. Wilson Cedars, but again, they don't offer the type of precision even close to this. It's really unrivaled.
Right. Whether you're a precision rifle shooter or just an accuracy, if that's what you're looking for. I mean, if you're an accuracy kind of rifle shooter.
Yeah. So and that's the traditional Sinclair customer. Basically, all the Sinclair products are targeted at that guy that wants to get the most out of their given load, out of their rifle. These are guys that will change out their barrels every year after shooting matches just to get the supreme accuracy out of that gun. We cater to that type of shooter, and these parts are useful for other types of shooters as well. It's just if you want the extreme accuracy out of your gun, these are the parts you'll need to actually reload to that level.
And it looks like they come in the various different 6mm rounds, 300 Win Mag, 338 Lapua Mag. So
you'll notice a lot of those, like the 6mm, those are all competition focused, but we also have the 223s, the 308s, that are more common for sporting use or just what people like to shoot regularly. But we also will specialize in those competition cartridges.
Well, very cool. I'll have to tell the guys over at the Precision Rifle Podcast about these.
Yeah. And they're up for pre-order right now. Maybe by the time this comes out, hopefully we have them in stock and we'll be shipping them out the door.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Paul. If you guys want to check these out, there's a link in the corner of this YouTube video or below it. There's also a link in the show notes for this episode of Gun Guy Radio. So check that out. Well, thank you so much, Paul, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See you then.
And we're to the Brown House giveaway. This month we're giving away the Nebraska Star Beef Jerky. That's right. We're giving away tubs of beef jerky, ammo cans full of beef jerky, the multi-flavor 12-packs of the Nebraska Star Lucky Brand Outdoorsman Beef Jerky we're giving away this month on the Gun Guy Radio Brown House giveaway. So to enter, just sign up for our newsletter by going to gunguyradio.com/winner, or you can sign up in the right-hand column of the website. There's a simple form to sign up for the newsletter. Only have to enter once, and then you're entered for life to win awesome giveaways like a ammo can full of beef jerky. Can't go wrong with that. Well, last month we gave away 2 multitasker Series 3, the AR-15 multitasker tools. One of the winners never got back to me. I emailed him and several times on the show gave him a chance. So unlucky for him, but lucky for you. You have a chance to win this still. To give away this, I'm doing something a little different. I want you to send me a selfie. That's right, a selfie of you and your Recoil magazine. So send me a selfie of you and your Recoil magazine. Send it in by, let's say the end of the month, by March 30th. So send that in, the selfie of you and your Recoil magazine. Send that in by March 30th. I'm going to just hop in here, and I goofed up, not March 30th. It's going to be April 10th. So send in your selfie by April 10th. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, email it any way you can. Just send in that Recoil selfie to get entered for the AR-15 multitasker tool. Thank you. And I'll randomly draw from one of you guys that or gals that send in your Recoil selfie. So pretty simple. So send that in, and you might win the Series 3 AR-15 multitasker tool, which is a pretty awesome, probably the coolest multi-tool out there. Retails for $139. Yeah, that's right, $139.99. Can't even say that. At Brownells.
Gun Guy Radio says thank you and proudly displays artwork and graphics designed by Ryan Cross of Hunter of Design. HunterofDesign.com.
Well, that about wraps up this week's show. For sending, if you want to comment, or if you have any questions, or you want to just join the discussion, please leave a comment on the bottom of this YouTube video or on the bottom of the show notes at gunguyradio.com/113. And remember to leave us a review on iTunes. It helps other people find the show, boosts us up in the ranks, and helps other good people find Gun Guy Radio. So gunguyradio.com/iTunes. Remember to join the NRA and the Second Amendment Foundation. Don't forget to shop Brownells using our affiliate link, gunguyradio.com/satisfaction. And you can also shop Amazon now using our affiliate link by going to firearmsradio.tv/Amazon or clicking any of the Amazon banners on the gunguyradio.com or firearmsradio.tv. Don't forget to check out the other awesome shows on the Firearms Radio Network. And, we have some new shows that joined not too long ago, the Practically Tactical podcast, Shooter's Mindset. We're still working on getting their episodes up, but they'll be up soon, and as well as the Power Factor show. So check those guys out. Well, that wraps up the show. We'll see you next week.
This has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. You can find more information at firearmsradio.tv.